Nole insiders Lane Hurt and Tim Linnefelt here with you high atop Doak Campbell Stadium, fresh off Jimbo Fisher's Monday press conference. Tim, big win for the Seminoles, 27-24 against Syracuse. Something Jimbo and the players kind of want to see the team build off of.
Absolutely. We heard guys after the game say it. We heard Jimbo say it today. It's like, now that you have got that foothold, sort of laid that foundation, gotten back in the win column, you don't want to turn back. Derek Nottie said there is no turning back, and Jimbo Fisher today, but the attitude is this is something we got to build on. And what he said is you got to build quick because a very challenging opponent on Saturday and a challenging venue going up to Clemson. It's an opportunity, one, for Florida State to build on the momentum from last week's win and try to make this a November to remember, as we sometimes like to say. And it's also an opportunity to go on the road to number 4 Clemson, a team in the mix for the college football playoff, and show that you're still one of the most talented teams in the country, still can be one of the best teams in the country like you thought you were back in September, and maybe in front of a national audience. I don't know if shock the world would be the case because you're still Florida State, you still have a roster loaded with talent, but say, hey, we're still here, sort of serve notice to the country that Florida State can still be Florida State.
I mean, you mentioned Clemson. You forgot the one thing. They're the defending national champions. Sure. I mean, one of the toughest places to play in college football. How big of a test is this for what is now a really young team?
I think it is a big test, and especially you look at going on the road. You've got freshmen all over the field, certainly on offense with James Blackman and Cam Makers. We saw loads of freshmen on defense. And the thing that sticks out to me is Florida State's played 3 true road games this year, at Wake Forest, at Duke, and at Boston College. And with all due respect to those schools and those atmospheres, they're nothing like what Florida State's going to see at Death Valley with 70,000 people, the vertical stands, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a challenge. Now, Jimbo Fisher said in the past that sometimes guys can rise to the occasion in that setting, and you would like to see that. Cam Makers certainly seems like he has that in him. James Blackman, at times in some of those high-pressure fourth quarters, has shown that he has some of that in him. So it's I think a pretty fascinating opportunity to sort of see what these guys make of their first opportunity in this type of setting.
Maybe the most newsworthy item from the press conference didn't come from Jimbo himself, but Jacquez Patrick, who came in and spoke to the media. He's going to try to give it a go this week. He's going to try to practice today. He wants to play against Clemson. This is a guy who got injured versus Louisville, been out for 2 weeks, had his surgery. He was up walking around just minutes afterwards. You got to respect that from one of your leaders.
Absolutely, and the big thing that you were talking about there is that Jacquez, it turns out, his injury was not as bad as initially feared. He said that he got out of surgery and sort of woke up and was like, hey, I feel all right, I feel normal. Said he was walking that day and feeling better, and so I think he had initially thought maybe that he might try to play last week. Doctor said, no, that's a little too soon. But if everything goes according to plan, maybe get one of your top leaders, top producers back on offense this week, and certainly not a moment too soon. As many guys you can have back there, the better. And Jacquez, we know, was one of the top performers on the offense before he got injured. They're certainly going to be a better team with him in the backfield.
There you have it, Seminole fans. Much more this week as Florida State gets ready to take on Clemson Saturday at 3:30. So make sure you stick with Seminoles.com and the Nole Insiders all week long. For Tim, I'm Lane. Go Noles.